see several of my students here. I have no idea what your politics are. I don't care what your politics are. As I often tell people outside the classroom, I don't care about your politics because I've got my own opinions and I don't need yours. So you're welcome to your own politics. But I suspect we have liberals and conservatives alike in this room. And guess what? No disruptions, no fights, no arguments, and free speech. And that's what education is about, after all. So, any questions first from the students?
Or statements, comments.
Yeah, included. Yeah, you can make a comment.
Yeah, like raise your hand if you're too mature to have free speech inside.
That's right. Ms. Svetkovich.
I'll raise my hand.
You were never shy to in
I'm from
class.
California and I was in law enforcement, so I'm not shy.
Exactly. You have a question or a comment?
No, I really appreciate it because I need to talk to you because I love Charlie Kirk.
Oh, me?
Yes, you.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Charlie's going to be in Arkansas, Little Rock or Fayetteville. He's going to be in one of those places this spring. I think probably Fayetteville. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, because I need to talk to you. But I don't want to make too many waves because I already make too many waves.
Not at all. Not at all. What about the peanut gallery? Any comments from the back? Yes, but well, go first in the back and then we'll come to you, Lily.
Okay, I guess I'm just not understanding how they can be against free speech inside, because I know like where I went to school, we had several student union type buildings where there were no classes ever. So what are you disrupting if it's not class?
I'll give you the $5 later for the question. But that's, of course, the challenge here, right? And it's really, of all the panelists here, I'm the most skeptical person in general. So I'm skeptical when I hear the claim that the problem is disruption. Disruption of what? It just seems to me so really facile of an argument. Not only that, they say, well, you know, if you allow free speech in the common area, someone may do something that's prohibited in an uncommon area. I'm not sure that's the right word, but I like it nonetheless. In a restricted area. And my response to that is, can't they do that now? And don't we have a mechanism to deal with that now? And I haven't heard a good response to that. And it's the story of Ashlyn Hogarth, which is, it seems to be that whenever you challenge administrators in public universities, well, maybe private as well. Yale is a great example of a lack of commitment to free speech, at least at the law school, that whenever you challenge them, they tell you they know better. And this is a problem with academics. Josh and me included, I try to keep this in check, and that is, our job is to educate. That means we're supposed to know more than the students. But here's the key to that. On that one topic that we're teaching, but it's so easy for academics to miss that not so subtle nuance that I don't know everything better than my students. I know one thing better than my students, the class that I'm teaching them. Hopefully, at least. Otherwise, maybe they should come up and teach instead of me. But that's really the problem, is that it's very easy to get into that role, and Josh will probably say more on that because he has some good, I think, philosophy-based terminology on that, into that role of thinking you know better and you shall make all decisions for everyone else. When I was younger, I gave greater deference to educators and others in positions of authority. And as I got older and I heard what their views were, I said, you know what? Democracy's better than that. So the notion of free speech is the notion of democracy. It's the notion of sharing ideas. And democracy only works if you share ideas. Does anybody else want to comment on that question before we go to Lily?
I'll just say one thing. I am often of the view that justifications like it'll be disruptive or you're not mature enough, they're just covers. They just don't want to deal with more ideas and more discussion and more debate. And so I have some skepticism about whether they really believe the students aren't mature enough. I think that's just an attempt to come up with a neutral justification for getting everybody to shut up.
There was a TV commercial, I think in the 80s or the 90s. You know, that's before you guys were born. It was for the computer company IBM. And they were the old line established computer company. And there were other companies like Apple challenging them. And the commercial was quite literally, no one ever got fired for buying IBM. Meaning, that's the safe move. It's not necessarily the smart move, but it's the safe move. And their computers were competent, so you certainly didn't go wrong aiming for mediocrity and achieving it. And I fear that much what motivates administrators is, what's the safe move? Well, let's just keep all that stuff outdoors. You don't want people talking and thinking, and God forbid, debating. That's all too messy. Democracy, after all, is rather messy, said one famous conservative. So, I think that's part of what goes on as well. Senator, did you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, I bought IBM stock.
Yeah, how'd you do?
That was rough. But, exactly. But I really need to hear from y'all because I'm taking notes because I'm going to talk about these things. I won't quote you or give you by your name, but I'm going to quote these comments. And I need to hear from you. What do you think about what's going on, maybe not here, but in your college experience? Did you experience those times when you were intimidated or lost leadership positions or other things in your school, high school, college? Anybody do the experience other than that?